Is there someone out there on an Android device? If so, I don't know who you are. Hello?
Rhonda, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
It's Shelley.
Oh, okay. You're on an Android device?
Yeah, I had to. My laptop went to the shop today. They didn't finish it. I won't have it till in the morning, so I'm on. I hope this works. Swear to God, it's not one thing, it's another. But yeah, so
Can you see my screen?
I can. So I'm hoping this Wi-Fi connection stays going for me. So I was trying to send you a message because I didn't know if I was going to have audio. I'm playing with these buttons, so it went. I'm Android tonight. So.
Okay. I just didn't know who that was.
All right. Well, I didn't know what it showed on your end, and I'm like I said, I was trying to put a message. Rhonda, I'm on my phone. Thanks, Rhonda.
Yeah, it just says Android.
Well, that would be me.
Okay. Hey, Briley. On Wednesday, all of the recorded sessions that I've done since being over here are still on this computer. For some reason they're not. They say that they're uploading and then they're not. Like they're not there when I go to check to see if they're there. So I didn't know Wednesday if you can kind of fiddle around with it and see if you can upload those. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It appears when I upload it that it's there, but then Josie said she had problems reviewing one, and I went in there and it wasn't there. And I tried uploading it again and it wouldn't. I know Gary's had to upload it. I don't know if I have the file for that. Gary's had to upload it on YouTube. I'll leave the only instructions I have to upload to YouTube. I don't know if we have to do that or not. I'll just give it to you now, just so that you have it and it doesn't get lost. Okay, I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes, see if others arrive. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start. Caroline, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Good. Okay, Kim, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Katie?
I'm here as well.
Okay, good. Some others must be, oh, and Shelley? You're there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Can
good.
you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Good. So far, so good.
Okay, this week we're on lesson 12 on page 12.1. And it's pretty easy this week, although I do need to just let you know that the sheets that we're going to be setting up are actually size 30 by 42. Obviously, we cannot print that size here at Ivy Tech. We all print on 11 by 17 here at the biggest. And so because we're doing them on sheets that are 30 by 42, your scale will be off, okay? Since it'll say like scale 1/8 inch, it'll automatically put all that on your sheets. That scale will be off. And it might be off, I think, either a quarter off or a half off. I'm not really sure what the exact scale is between 11 by 17 versus 30 by 42. Now there is a sheet that you can upload here that's 11 by 17, but what we run into is if we set all these up with 11 by 17, a lot of these plans that we've saved to certain scales won't fit on our sheet, and we'd have to go back and change all of our view scales, which we could do that, and I thought about doing that for tonight's lesson, but I think just for ease of simplicity, we'll do it the same way that we have it in the textbook, just so there's no confusion. And but you'll just be printing to 11 by 17, but remember that the scale, whatever's on your sheet, isn't going to be correct. Does everybody understand that? Say yes if you do, no if you don't. Okay, Caroline,
Will we be printing these views, Rhonda?
will we
Will
be
we
what?
be printing the views? Printing.
We'll be printing the sheets. Okay, when you guys turn in your project to me, you'll be printing off the construction sheet set. And that's normally what you would do if you're working at a firm. You'd be placing all these items that we've drawn on sheets and print those off. These views will, I think, also be on there. I'll have to look at the list. When
For our final project, you mean?
Right. For our final project, it does not look like some of these rendered views are on there. Let me look for sure.
So we'll just be able to print this size of sheet to 11 by 17, and we don't need to go in and change anything in our plan?
Right. But
It
just
just won't be to scale?
Right. Right.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. I think it'll look the best then too on, you know, if you give it to a potential employer as you're interviewing, to show them that you can do actually sheet documents showing a whole project. Now these 3D views, I believe you will need to print those off separately. I will go back and review the list again as far as what all it's needed for the final project, hopefully by next week or the week after, and so that you know exactly what all you'll need to have. As far as the sheets are concerned, the documentation sheet or the construction set sheets, they'll be exactly what's listed here in your book. Okay, but there might be some additional views that I'd like to have as well that are done in the high-end rendering. And I'll list those out in detail for you to know exactly what I'm expecting for your final project. Okay. Oh, Krista made it. Let me mark her down. So basically, like if you're working for an architectural firm, and what I currently do is I place all of my views and floor plans and section views and all of that on sheets. That way the sheets themselves have the company's name on it, it has your name on there, it has the last revision date, it has a lot of information that you're going to need. You just can't be printing things out and handing them to your clients without proof of who did it and what the last date was. If you have any revisions, you want to make sure that it's well documented if that particular item has been revised or not. So it's important to set up sheets. Okay, have any of you set up sheets before, like in your hand drafting class? Yes or no?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so.
Okay, okay. You should have. All right, so anyway, we're going to go here to our View tab, and we want to select Sheet. Okay, and so normally what we're going to be using is this 30 by 42, but if you wanted to do, like down the road, if you have a different project that you're working on and you wanted to print it true to scale on 11 by 17, you would select Load, go down to Title Blocks, and then choose your 11 by 17 that way. Okay? That's what I've started with tonight, hoping that maybe we can print them all on 11 by 17 and have everything true scale, but it was just too time-consuming changing everything. Okay? All right. So anyway, we will be selecting the 30 by 42. Select OK. And here's our sheet. If we zoom into these sheets and click on anything, we can change anything we want. In this unnamed category, once we change this item here, it's going to name that this sheet to this name on your project browser. So if we select, if you look on page 12.2, at the bottom there it tells you all the things that you need to be putting in there. So this would be Level 1 floor plan, project name, project number, I'm going to say 2014-01. Date, you can put today's date if you want. And then this should say A101. Now don't worry about changing any of this stuff here at this point, but let's say if we did have a revision to make, we can always indicate that here. That's what this area is for. You can say change 1, change 2, change 3, a description of that change, and then the date of that change. Okay, and then if we go here under our project browser, we can see now that there's a sheet called Level 1 Floor Plan. Okay, so what we want to do is zoom out so that we can see the whole page, and we want to make sure that nothing's selected. Now this is important. Do not double click on Level 1 Floor Plan to place it in there. You'll just left click just once and drag it over your sheet. Okay, and then it'll give you like a placement of where you want that. So if you double click on Level 1, you'll go to the Level 1 Floor Plan instead of staying on your sheet, which is what you want to do. If you mess up, you can always go back here under Sheets, double click, make sure nothing else is selected, and then left click onto Level 1 and drag it over on your sheet. You guys able to do that? Yes or no?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Kristen?
Yep.
Were you able to?
I'm trying. My computer's being a little slow with it, but I'll see if I can get it figured out.
Okay. Josie, how about you?
I just got home, just setting up.
Okay. And Jocelyn, how about you? Are you there? Jocelyn? Jocelyn?
Yes?
Are you there? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Are you up and running? Were you able to,
Yeah.
were you able to drag over your floor plan?
No. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Katie?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, you're probably already done. Are you?
I am not.
You're not done this week.
I am not, no. I'm
Oh,
on vacation in Indy, so
oh, you are.
I am. I went back tomorrow, though, but I am following along today.
Okay. Well, this one really is a short lesson, so I'm sure you'll be able to catch up, or everybody be able to get this in probably by next week, I would imagine. Okay, so we have our whole sheet. If you look on page 12.4, they want you to do 2 more sheets with the 2 other different levels of floor plan. So what we'll do is go to View again, Sheet, pick our 30 by 42 sheet, and then we want to zoom in here and label it Level 2 Floor Plan. It should say A102, and then zoom out, and then drag our Level 2 over on the floor plan. There, we got it. Okay, we need to add another sheet. View, Sheet, 30 by 42. Name this one Level 3 Floor Plan. Click on to my Level 3 and drag it over. And that one's in color. Okay, step 13 on page 12.4 says next you will set up the exterior elevations on the A200 series sheets. So we need to set up another sheet, View, Sheet, 30 by 42, In this one, we will number A200, and we will name it exterior elevations. Okay. Then it says to the south elevation, go here to south and put it, says, near the lower right. And then we want the north elevation and drag it over on top. And what's nice is when you place different things, you can see those cyan color dotted lines, and it'll show you how to exactly line them up with one another. Okay. Now, one of the things that happens in these elevations is that normally you wouldn't see these trees. So what they want to show you here is how you can quickly and easily from this sheet view go in and change and turn off those trees. So if I select on one of the areas, right-click, and go to Activate View, now this view is active. And then what I want to do is change the viewport views here. So I want to go down here to planting and turn that off. Okay, but in order to get off of that view, I right-click again and deactivate that view. Okay, now I have that live elevation still on my sheet, but now the plants are turned off. So I have to do the same thing with this south view. Activate view, type VV, go down here to plants, turn it off, and then right-click again and deactivate view. And then here I have both of those views now without the plants.
Rhonda, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to drag over my elevations, they were too long. Like the box that they came in was too long for the sheet. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Is the box longer than what's showing on mine?
Yeah, it's longer.
Okay. You can go to your south view, double click on it, and I think you can click on, where's that? Crop view.
I think it's because of my site. My topography is too long, or something.
Where's that annotation? Far clipping. Cancel. There should be a box that you can turn on and off that box surrounding it. Oh, let me check the floor plan. Yeah, you can't really make that smaller.
Is there a way I can hide my, the ground site we made? Maybe that's it? That it's visible?
Yeah, you can type VV, and let's see here. Yeah, there's a selection here for site. You can turn it off and see if that helps.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I need to go to my exterior elevations. I've got that done. Or I've got to add the east and west elevations, actually. So I go up here and find my, I've got that done, so I need to add another sheet. And I'm going to also name this, oops, exterior elevations. And then I'm going to click on that. And go to my east and west elevations. Now, what they have here, if you can see on page 12.7, they have an additional section that they want you to do. Oh, it should be section, not elevation, right? Am I getting confused? Okay, so we just did elevations, exterior elevations.
East and west. East.
I've got my east and west. Okay. Yeah. So I got east and west done. Now we are on the bottom of page 12.6. It says switch to level 1. And we need to create, oh, by the way, it has you kind of zoom in here. And you can see that these elevations now are on markers, have the corresponding page that it would go to. So that this south elevation, you can see it's on page A200. Okay, if I zoom in here to these east and west elevation or exterior elevations, that's on page A201. So that's pretty cool. It automatically updates all that stuff for you. Okay. Now we need to create a sheet numbered A300 and title it Building Sections. So we go over under View, Sheet, pick our 30 by 42 sheet, and we need to list this as A300. And name it Building Sections. Okay. Now it says add a cross-section and plan view through the atrium area first. So if we go to level 1 and we need to add, let's see here, annotate, no, view section, and we want to create one that's through the atrium area. And if we go down here now, that's our section. So we need to, that's our other section. So now we can set up our page, go back to our 300 building sections page in our project browser, and now we can go through building sections and drag them over. And line it up. So there we have our 3 sections. If we go to level 1 again, we can zoom in here and see that now that our section view is labeled with the right page that it's on. Okay. So now on page 12.8, it says to set up the remaining sheets. We have 3 sheets that have each level of the reflected ceiling plan. We have wall sections. We have interior elevations, details, and schedules. So we can go ahead and do that. I'm going to set up page A111. And go to my ceiling plans, level 1, drag it over. And then create another sheet. Label it level 2, reflected ceiling plan. Drag over my level 2 ceiling plan. Oh shoot. This is what you do. You by mistake, gotta hit my sheet again and then drag it over. Oop, not that one. Ceiling plan, drag it over. There we go. And then create another sheet and label this level 3 reflected ceiling plan. And drag over my level 3 ceiling plan. There. Okay, now I create another sheet and label this A400. Wall sections. And bring over my wall sections. This doesn't fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and, okay, my view is active. I'm going to make this a smaller scale. 1/2 inch equals 1 foot. There. Now it should fit. Deactivate my view. Now it should fit. Wall section. Now interior elevations. So we go to view, sheet. We label this one A500. Interior elevations. Let's see if we have some interior elevations here. Yeah, these here. And line them up. Create another sheet. Label this detail A600. And drag over all of my details. Okay, where are they? Sections, drafting views. There we go. Drag all these over. I think these sheets, setting up sheets, is so way easier on Revit than it is in Chief Architect. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So here's all of our details, and you can rearrange them, make them look a little bit better. Shoot. Okay. So we have our detail one, and now we go to schedules. Schedules are something though that depends where you want to put them. Sometimes they're not on its own sheet. Sometimes it might be with your floor plan, especially if you have a cabinet schedule that usually goes with your half-inch scale or quarter-inch scale floor plan of just that room that labels each cabinet. So it kind of depends. Sometimes they're not always on its own sheet. So I'm going to label this in here A800. Schedules. And drag them over. Oh, they don't have the cyan thing for placing them. So those are our schedules. Okay, so how do you know if you've got everything in there that you need or not? On page 12.9, it discusses this. It says, on a large project with hundreds of views, how do I know for sure I have placed every view on a sheet? Answer, Revit has a feature called Browser Organization that can hide all the views that have been placed on a sheet. We'll try this next. So take a general look at the project browser to see how many views are listed. So if we go up and down in this project browser, we can see that there's a lot of different views here that are shown. And what we want to do is select this Views All in the project browser. Okay, now in our Properties palette, we can go down to say, okay, I want to see all the views that are not currently on a sheet. So if I go to that, then now it's showing me. So all my 3D views currently are not on the sheet, which we'll need to print those off as well. Door and room schedule does not have that on there. But anyway, that's how you find that out. So,
Rhonda,
yes?
why would it have door and room schedule not on a sheet if you just put it on a sheet?
Maybe I need to get out of the sheet.
Because a lot of those are on sheets. Maybe they're, because I haven't been closing out of these sheets. I'm just bringing up another one on top of it. How do you close? Up in the corner, you must have to close out of each sheet, huh?
You don't close out of it. You're just going back and forth to each one. So if I click out of my sheet and then go back here to views, I'm going to see if it'll still show that, and it still does. So I don't know if they're just listing like different views and it's not calculating in their schedules and quantities and stuff, which I'm thinking that might be it, why that's still shown. Technically it should not be shown on there, but I'm thinking it's just figuring in different views and elevations and floor plans and stuff. So, okay, let's go back to all on my views, and then here's all my views again as they were. Okay, so it'll show you that except for the schedules and stuff, so that will be separate. But as far as all of our elevations, section views, drafting details, elevations, all of that, when I go up here and turn it on to not on sheets, it collapses and just shows me the ones that are not currently on a sheet, except for my schedules. So anyway, does that make sense? Okay. All right. Now we need to create a sheet. I'm going to go back and turn this back on to all. Come up here so I can see them. I'm going to create another sheet. And label it A900. And name it Atrium Options. Now I know most of you had problems, including myself, with these atriums options and getting them both that roof to connect with the curved roof. So hopefully we can get a view saved that doesn't show that. But anyway, I'm going to go back to my sheet. And drag over those two options. Now keep in mind too that you can always move them up and down with your arrow keys. To make them fit well. There we go. Okay, so you may want to get a view that doesn't show that as well, or just select the one option that was completed. Okay, so it says here to make sure that each of these views are set to 1/8 by 1 foot. 1/8 equals 1 foot on page 1210, and they are. And deactivate view, switch to this one. And yes, it's an 1/8 inch equals 1 foot. Okay. All right. I'm going to deactivate that view. So now I'm back in my sheet. Okay, so at this point, you should have all of these sheets that are listed here. A101, 102, 103, 111, 12, 13, 200, 201, 300, 400, 500, 600, and 800, and 900. Okay, so now we're on page 1212, and we're going to be creating a sheet list view to put on our title block page to show what is on what sheet. So we want to go to View, Create, under here, and go to Schedule Sheet List. Schedules, drop down, Sheet List. Okay, and we want to create a sheet list that shows what sheets are on what page. So first we want to show sheet number and then sheet name, and then click OK. Okay, now here you can see a list of all of our sheets and the sheets names. If we click on one of these here, we can make them wider if we need to, so we can get ceiling plan shown under the reflected ceiling plans. So, and all of our and it's currently listed by sheet number, and they're all in order. Or no, we need to redo that. So we want to go here to sorting, grouping, edit, and we want to sort by sheet number, ascending, and now it's renumbered them in order. Okay. So now we're on page 1214, setting up a title sheet. It says now you create a title sheet to place your sheet index on. So we want to go back to View again, Sheet, pick our sheet, and we want to label this T001. And name this title sheet. Now we can see if we can find our sheet list. When we do, under Schedules, drag it over there. Looks kind of tiny. And then one of our images that we saved for the front of our building, we can insert. So I'm going to go Insert, Picture. I believe this is it. That's our front view. Of course, it'd be nice to get a really nice, long, hour-long view on this image. And then now we need to label it New Office Building. So we go to Annotate, Text. We need to create a new text that is 1 inch high. So we go to Edit Type, Duplicate, 1 inch Arial, and change the text size to 1 inch. Now I can label my text New Office Building. So there's my title page. It'd be also good too to create different sheets, and now label this in your project, what all you need for your project, but we'll also have other sheets that list that'll show your other images that you should have saved up to this point. Okay. On page 1215, it talks about if you have a lot of different images in your project, you can manage them. If you go to Insert, Manage Images, and all of your images that you've selected should show up here, and you can manage those there. Okay. All right, printing a set of drawings. We're on page 1216. We can go to your application menu, which is the big R, and go down to print. And what we want to do on the print range area, you want to go selected view sheets and then select on to select. And it has all these different views that we've done so far. So what we want to do is narrow this down so that we only show sheets. So we double select or deselect views so that now just our sheets show up. And instead of checking each of one of these individually, I can just say check all and say OK. I don't want to save these. I don't. Okay. And then make sure that you print on the correct printer. Go into properties. Always check the properties thing before you print off. And select 11 by 17. You can see here that it's shown in black and white, even though I chose color. I'm thinking some of these are labeled wrong. Like if you choose the uncolored one, let's go back and cancel this out. I'm going to choose the black and white. And see, it allows you to select color. So all these printers, I think, here in the lab are mislabeled. So if you select the black and white, I think the color will show up. Okay, so I want to select now my 11 by 17 page. Select landscape, say OK, and then it should be set up. I am not going to go ahead and print these off, but if you were to come in and print these off, it should do that. There's a few items. This is pretty much it. The last regular exercise in this textbook. The next lesson here is building content creation. I'm going to wait and see if down the road if we should do that, or there might be a different method on doing that a little bit easier. But I thought for next week what I'm going to go over is how to do a walkthrough and record a walkthrough similar to how you do it in Chief Architect. I'm also going to show you how to go in and change like your carpeting or something to your specific carpeting that you've selected online. What else? Oh, and if you download like a chair or something like that, how to actually go in and change the material of each part of that chair. I think those are important to learn how to do as interior designers, and that's actually in another textbook that we used to use for specifically for interior designers. We can do that. Are there any questions at this point?
I have a question. Do you think you can switch back to your A400 wall sections sheet so I can see that really quickly?
What I did,
Okay.
I had to do it was the wrong scale. I clicked on it and activated the view, and I made sure that I changed the scale to 1/2 inch equals 1 foot
Okay.
to fit. Otherwise, it's too long. You can actually
Right,
do
yeah.
it the other way if you wanted to and just shown it like lengthwise and just had the sheet, You know, even though your sheet's showing lengthwise or landscape, you can just print it off the opposite direction, and it would fit your page better. So either way would be fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. So I'll go back through each of these sheets. This is your floor plan. Level 2 floor plan. Level 3. Reflected ceiling plan. 1, 2, 3. Exterior elevations. Building sections. Wall section. Interior elevations. Details. Schedules. Atrium options. And title sheet. Okay, are there any questions you guys have?
Your detail section, that drain wasn't in there, was it?
Oh, you're right. Where is the drain? Is that it? Nope.
It's not. It's a long.
Is it listed somewhere else?
I think it should be in that section.
Hmm. Should be listed as a drain. It's not in there, you're right. So I'll need to add that. Good catch. Any other questions? Kim, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
Can I make it bigger? Just want to see bigger.
Yeah, any of these, they look pretty tiny. You can right-click on them, activate view, and while you're in there, you can change this scale to make
Yeah.
larger.
Okay.
That's fine. That would probably look better.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you deactivate the view again when you get out of it. Any other questions? Josie, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I think it's going to be okay.
Okay, Caroline?
Can you say again how you were going to make those detail views bigger, please? What you just told Kim.
You can click on it, right-click, go to Activate View, okay, and then your scale is down here at the bottom. You can select that and make it a larger scale.
What would be a good one to use? Then the next one up from that?
Yeah, I don't see a 4-inch equals 1 foot. Would 6-inch? It's bigger.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm good.
Okay. You gotta make sure you deactivate the view. Jocelyn, how you doing?
Good. I'm like halfway through the last assignment.
Okay. That's good.
I mean, I'm working on it, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Katie, how's it going? Katie?
It's going well. I'm halfway through my sheet.
Okay. You must have brought your laptop with you on vacation.
Rhonda?
I did.
Good girl.
Rhonda?
Uh-huh.
Question, when I put the two different atrium views in there, they are really large, and it's down to 1/8 of an inch equals a foot. Is there a smaller because I've got the land, the trees, everything in that view, and how to shrink that. What's smaller than 1/8 of an inch?
Is it 3/16?
Yeah, I could use that one.
Try that, and if not that, 1/8.
That makes a big difference. It's huge.
Kristen,
Hey,
how's it going?
doing okay. I'm gonna try working on it when I'm not in GoToMeeting because I think it's slowing the program down quite a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Speaking of you, Kristen, this Thursday, I can do lab time from 1:30 to 3:30. I chose that time this Thursday because I have a meeting here at 3:30, and I don't really want to drive back and forth twice for that. So lab time will be this Thursday from 1:30 to 3:30. You're welcome to come in.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else think they might be here this Thursday? Yes, no.
I don't think I'll need help,
Okay.
but I might be there.
Okay. And what's nice about how they do these weeks with Revit is you can see as it goes along, it's real tough in the beginning, but then it becomes easier and easier and the lessons are smaller and smaller, which I like. I know you probably have other projects that are going on right now that are also bogging down your time, so it's nice that Revit is like this. Just to keep in mind, too, that I had given you until the end of the semester to work on that first assignment that is not related to this project here. If you go back and work on it, I'm sure it'll go very quickly for you at this point, and you can get those turned in. Some of you have already, I think 3 of you have already turned in that. But go ahead and do that. I think that was lesson 2.
Is that the roof line?
What?
Is that the roof lines? The different roof lines?
No. It's a small office one on week 2,
Yeah.
chapter 2.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I kind of wanted to go over with you, so next week I'm going to go show you those extra things that are not in this textbook that would be good for interior designers. And then the following week is Thanksgiving. And so from that point on, I'll just be live here, sitting here, and if people want to log in, you're still recorded as absent if you're not here. And there's some of you that can't afford an absent at this point. You can't have more than 3 in a semester. So I'll just be here live, and I can hopefully go to a meeting with you, and I want to check each of your projects and see where you're at and see if you need any help with anything. And so it'll be kind of an open lab time over the go-to meeting. Okay? And so that'll be November 24th. I'm actually just going to be home that night, and I'll just do it from home, and I'll be available. But if that's a night where, you're going to be gone all week for Thanksgiving and you don't already have 3 misses, you can go ahead and miss that night if you'd like, because I'm not really going to go over anything. So that would be the week of November 24th. And then there's 2 additional weeks after that, December 1st and December 8th. On those weeks, I'm also just going to have an open time where we can go over some things, or just you'll be showing me where you are in your project. Some of you might already be done at that point, and that'd be fine. But you'd still need to check in that night, and then if you're already done, you just wouldn't have to stay in the class the whole time. And then on 12/15, that's our last class, and we'll be just showing all of our projects here. And I'm trying to think how to do that online. I'll just give you guys control. Maybe I'll have it where both 12/8 and 12/15 we present our final projects. and you guys can kind of just go through on GoToMeeting and go through each drawing sheet and go to each of your views and kind of walk through your building. Now I also understand that a lot of you are in the lighting and building class in Cheryl's class, and she's given you the project of this actual project here, that if you wanted to make the lighting more efficient, you can do that. So that might help separate you from all these projects being identical. You can maybe add some fun lighting to your project that'll cover both hers and mine. You can also like add more skylights or add outdoor awnings or something to help with LEED and help with energy efficiency. There's also a method if you already have like a, there's like a, the MEP system in here. Let's see here, systems. Under systems you can add plumbing, electrical and stuff, and you can add duct work and all that, but you, for her and my class, wouldn't necessarily have to do that. But if you like picked up or opened a project that's already like a sample in Revit that already has those items, you can actually go in here and analyze and do an energy analysis of that building. And so that's kind of neat to just figure out how to do that from an existing project that already has those mechanicals in there and electrical and furnace and all that in there. It's kind of fun to see where it is energy-wise when you create a building. So because we don't have the mechanicals in there, you won't be able to do that on your project, but it'd be kind of fun to learn how to do that. Let's see here. Are there any other questions you guys have?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, Rhonda, I have a question. I'm working on these two different views, the atrium view and the curtain wall option. It's really a challenge to get these two guys small enough to fit on one page, and then when they end up being smaller, they're not on the page at all, and I can't scooch them in there. Is that a...
Does yours look similar to this?
It's not colored.
Mm-hmm. You can go into that view, activate the view, and then select realistic.
Oh, okay.
And then you're saying it doesn't fit on your sheet?
Well, when I scale it down, the actual building is off the sheet, and I can't just drag it up there. Well, yeah, I just figured it out. I got it. I think when I have to get active and deactivated, it's got to be in the right mode to do that.
Yeah. And then you can change the scale if you need to through that.
In your realistic, that was down in the
it's down here under the box,
yeah.
and you can select realistic, or I think the other one, it was maybe consistent colors is what it was on, and I chose realistic. Also, just to take these few weeks too to take your time and do really nice renderings. Again, it's going to take you about an hour to render each of these to a really nice view. And those are some things that you'll want to have in your portfolio that'll really wow either your client or your potential employer. So those are some things you'll want to have done. That way you don't have to redo it while you're in portfolio class. You're already going to be working on a lot of different stuff and a lot of quizzes in that class. It's nice not to have to take the time to redo stuff. So go ahead and do it now while you have the ability. Any other questions? Okay, I am going to go ahead and sign off. Again, I'll be here this Thursday from 1:30 to 3:30 in the lab if you need any help. Otherwise, I will see you here next week while we go over some of the extra things that are not in your textbook. And then, meanwhile, I'll give you a list of what all is going to be on your final project. So take care, and I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Sheets are a lot harder to do in Chief Architect, but I figured them out pretty well now. What's the only thing that's hard in Chief Architect is that it keeps wanting to, like if you want the same floor plan in one and the other, but one you want like the ceiling shown and the other one you want dimensions, you got to turn them on and off on each thing. But I think there's a way to do that, that you don't, that it's saved both ways. But that's the biggest area that I come across.
And also making schedules easier.
Huh?
Making schedules
Are easier on here, yeah. They are.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, and then if you can check on the videos on Wednesday, that'd be great. Just text me and let me know what you've come across. I'm going to try to upload this again, and every week it shows that it's uploaded, but then I go back in and it's not there. I don't know what's up with that.
All right. See you later.
See ya.